I was recently asked that what are the costs associated with becoming financially independent? Like, what did you have to give up? So that's a really good question, and most of you who are seeking financial independence need to understand the costs. I've heard stories where people say they felt like they gave up their social life, activities, enjoyment, vacation in order to become financially independent. I didn't get that at all. There's also the complaint where some people say that they spend too much time following the stocks, managing the real estate, and otherwise impacting their quality of life. Again, that wasn't me. I do not believe in extreme frugality. Number one, I don't think you should starve or deprive yourself in order to become financially independent. The world is so abundant that you can have whatever you want at whatever pace is comfortable for you. Having said that, I am first generation born to immigrant parents. They came here with very little, and I wasn't used to a lavish lifestyle. I had everything that I needed: food, clothing, shelter, went to university, and all I did when I adulted was I just continued my lifestyle as it was, so I never felt like a big change. I didn't have to deprive myself. In my 20s, I also liked the nice car, the nice clothes, the nice watch, but as I got older, and now that, for example, I am 53 years old, I don't really care for those things. The only thing that material things did for me was make me bored of material things sooner. So I might have enjoyed a car for a year or two at the start, and then the second time it happens, it might be for 6 months, and then eventually it would be like, I don't care. I also don't spend a lot of time monitoring or managing my investments. I believe that investments are supposed to carry the investor, not the other way around. If you're fixing toilets, screening tenants, monitoring your companies, that is hustling backwards. You are spending time supporting your investments. For myself, when I invest, I do the upfront work. Once the money is deployed, I forget about it. I've already done the work. There's nothing else for me to do. Having said that, the work I do is I do keep an eye open for opportunity. I look around, look at the stock market, look at a few companies, look at real estate. So you do have to do that, because how do you know there's a deal unless you're looking? If you do not do the grocery shopping, you're not going to know that there's a sale on eggs. You're just not going to know. So this is the two biggest problems I think that you will face, is that number one, you will lose friends. 90% of people don't care about money. They literally do not care. Nobody cares about money until their quality of life is impacted by not having any. But generally, you can't talk about this stuff with your friends, your family, your coworkers. People want to see you do well, just not better than them. Envy is a big game changer. You will see it as you become wealthier than your peers. Second thing is what I mentioned earlier, that if your sense of identity is tied to status, then you're going to have a hard time. Your peers will use more money on bigger homes, nicer cars. They'll go to the point where they have no money to invest. You'll be using your money to have modest home, modest car, and huge investment portfolios. If you are looking at your friend's car, clothes, and home and you feel envy, you're going to have a bad time. Shelter is an especially big one. Shelter can literally sink you for decades, if not your entire life. So if you're not comfortable living in a modest home and you want the biggest home in the nicest neighborhood, it's going to be tough for you to become financially independent in general. Learn the real challenges of becoming financially independent, start here, and discover the fact that you can become financially independent. Your parents and teachers lied to you. So read my free newsletter linked off the bio. Good luck, take care.